The only team to beat Baylor this year in women's college basketball will have to do it again if they want to get back to the national title game. Welcome into the Sporting News Studios. I'm Tom Vandervoort. Joining me now to break down the Spokane region in women's college basketball, Brooke Weisbrod. And Brooke, I got to ask you about Stanford in this region. They did beat Baylor. I know that Baylor didn't have Odyssey Sims for a lot of that game. How good are the Cardinal this year?
They're still a good team because to beat Baylor, even without having Odyssey Sims the remainder of the game, you've got a lot of monsters to deal with. So to get that win is huge. They've also got a great point guard in Amber Orange who has matured so much. And the decision-making, the maturity level, and just taking the guidance from Tara Vanderveer and that system that she's had in place for a very long time, the Stanford way is the reason they've sustained excellence throughout all these years. And of course, Shanae Ogwumike, the sister of Nneka, perennial All-American type player, is going to be an absolute monster in the WNBA at Olympic basketball. I mean, her ability, her athletic ability is something that if you're not a college basketball fan, she's somebody you should definitely watch play. But I don't think they have a very easy road to get there either, because if Michigan is able to beat Villanova in the first round, and they'll have to stay uber patient to go against Harry Paretta's Villanova Wildcats that take forever to shoot threes, and then they shoot threes, and all of a sudden you look up and you're down 15. But anyways, stay patient against Villanova. Michigan gets past Villanova. They're well coached, Kim Barnes-Arico. You've got a tough-nosed point guard in Jenny Ryan. They play good defense, and they're in the Big Ten, which has been a tough conference all season long. Then you got a couple other teams down the list that I think stand out: LSU, Penn State, South Florida, and Cal. And I'll start LSU, SEC team, athletic, coached by Nikki Caldwell. Penn State has got Alex Bentley, Maggie Lucas, one of the best guard duo combos you're going to see in this tournament. Just, you got to love the way they play off of each other. And they got a good post player in Nikki Green. So really 1 through 5, Penn State is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Cal is a team, obviously, that beat Stanford earlier in the year, so they know they can do it, having the confidence that you've beaten a team like a Stanford after so long of not having beaten them. Lindsey Gottlieb up for National Coach of the Year running honors. But South Florida is a team that might be able to get them in the second round, and I'll tell you why. They've got twins in Andrea and Andrell Smith, and these two players are so gritty and hard-nosed. Then they've got a European kid, Ukraine, Inga Orakova.
Oh, yes.
You love the name, right?
Oh, you gotta love the name.
3-point shooter, but these twins, I'm telling you, they took Notre Dame to overtime. They welcome any challenge. Jose Fernandez gets his team fired up one way or another. So that is a game to look out for as a very low seed to try and knock off Cal. I mean, a 10 seed knocking off a 2 seed, that's a big-time matchup.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, it feels like Stanford has a pretty tough road. I mean, they're still the favorite in this region, right? But are they the most vulnerable of the number 1 seeds as far as getting back to the Final Four, would you say?
I think so, and the reason I say that is because I see that Penn State is in this bracket, and even though Penn State lost in the Big Ten tournament, I think from a depth perception, they've got a great chance to knock off Stanford. And Penn State was a team at the beginning of the season. They said, we want to be more like UConn. Every team does, but few teams take the extra steps necessary to get the repetitions down, to stay after practice to shoot, to hone in defensively on every situation possible. Penn State is a team coached by Coquise Washington, who came from Notre Dame, another system type of coach. So these are the next level type teams that we're looking at. And I think for Stanford, if the matchup plays out that way, go through Penn State to get the Final Four, it's a tough game. I don't know. Penn State could definitely win that one. Stanford's got the toughest road.
All right. Well, we'll see if Stanford can do it and get back to a rematch with Baylor in the national semifinal. For Brooke Weisbrod, I'm Tom Vandervoort. Thanks for watching.